All right, y'all. So what we're going to do here, this is a very interesting scenario, and I want you to remember this because you're going to apply this to some of the things that you're going to be drawing in the future in those other square sections. So what I ended up doing and what I would encourage you to do is to draw one box that is centered or near the center of your vanishing point. So if you can make your second box centered with this so you can kind of understand this situation and remember it, that would be very helpful. So what I ended up doing, I lined up my ruler with the edges of my paper like I showed you guys before, and I drew, it looks very close to a square. Yours does not have to be a square, it can be a rectangle. And what I'm doing is this corner and this corner, these two corners, they are going to go to this dot. So I'm going to line up my corners. And I'm going to figure out the depth of my box. And I'm going to make my dotted guidelines to actually go to my vanishing point. I'm doing the same thing here. And then what you're going to do, since this is parallel, you're going to line your ruler with the edge of your paper, and you're going to make the back of, or the bottom of this box. So that's all you need. You don't need to draw a side or anything like that. The next boxes, I've just pre-drew the shapes of these. You can do the same thing, or you could just draw one box and then draw the other box. So you're gonna start out with a square or rectangle. And what you're gonna end up doing, this, if you can imagine this as a person or an eye, we are looking down at the top of the box. Now, the person in the eye can't see this side of the box, but the view of the person or the eye can see this side of the box. So if it's in question as to what side to draw to what, think about this. Is this closer to this side or this side? This is closer to this side of the box, so you would take these sides to that point. So what you'll end up doing, these little corners, and like I said, you do not have to put little dots, I'm just showing you, these three corners are going to go to that vanishing point. Main thing to think about too, if you could think about these boxes in 3D, if for some reason, like this line is either off this way or off this way, if it doesn't connect with this box, you're going to need to redraw it, because if you're making a box, if you're constructing a box for somebody, like let's just say a step or something like that, and things are not connecting, that person, whoever steps on that step, is going to fall, it's going to break. So think about that. It needs to be very, very exact. So I took this side, now I'm going to make my side. So I've got my top, and I'm going to make, and then I've got my bottom. Okay, let's see, let me do, and also if it's too light. Okay, so you see how that is. That's just going to the vanishing point. Next thing you're gonna do, you figure out for sure the depth of this thing. You're lining up your ruler with the very edge of your paper to make a straight line. You're gonna make a parallel line here, and then you're gonna connect where these two lines intersect with another line. I'm lining that up right here. And there's that box. Now the next box is going to be the same scenario. erase any kind of stray marks that you may have. I'm connecting these two sides with my vanishing point. Okay, then I'm going to connect this bottom line with my vanishing point. All right, the next little step, as you know, this is parallel. You're making a parallel line for the back. Gonna line this up with the edge of our paper. Okay. All right, and then we'll do the same thing up here. All right, so you got your guidelines. Okay, next video I'm going to show you how to make it on the horizon line.